Hi friends, welcome to ITF5. COVID has hit cinema drastically and we are not seeing a lot of new releases nowadays. Even if there are some high profile new releases on OTT platforms, the odds of them being good movies are low, as the writers and directors have found it hard to adjust their creativity to the OTT platform. If you have watched the recent 3 Tamil movies, I think one actress who has hit the bullseye all 3 times consistently is the versatile Urvashi. Before I talk about her performance in recent Tamil movies, I thought it will be good to explore the lineup of work Urvashi has done in various industries in the South plus Hindi. So Urvashi has acted in whopping 500 movies across all South industries plus Hindi. While she was known for her versatility in Malayalam cinema, in Tamil the roles that came her way were mostly comedy due to her preference to act only in de-glamorized roles. Urvashi started her nearly 4-decade-long career as an 8-year-old in children's film Vidarunna Mottugal in 1977 and first appeared as a heroine at the age of 13 in the Tamil hit Mundane Mudichu. So in this Bhagiraj directed film where he was the lead actor, Urvashi acted as a young stepmother to the child of a man she manipulates into marriage. But it was in 1986 that Urvashi the actor got her first break in Malayalam. In the actor-director Venu Nagavalli's semi-biographical love story, Sukamo Devi, she played the temperamental, moody and stubborn Devi, who was nothing like typical heroines in those days. Despite being married to a man against her wishes, she refuses to accept her husband and chooses to live in the memory of her former lover. Indeed, Nagavalli can be credited with having given Urvashi some of the finest characters of her career. Sarojam in Kalipatam is terminally ill but wins you over with her wit. Annama in Lal Salam is quiet and unassuming wife who thinks the man should lead and the woman should follow. Swagatam's Fifi is a tomboy from a broken home who is brazen in her show of affection for a boyfriend who eventually abandons her. Across her films, what really set Urvashi apart from her contemporaries was the sheer range of characters she had played. In the same year as a comedy drama Ponmuttai Tharau in 1988, she did Tandram, a revenge thriller co-starring Mammootty, in which she played a woman who marries a man who molests her and later gets trapped in the game of power and greed. One of her most controversial roles would be the I.V. Shashi film Vartamana Kalam in 1990, in which she played a gang rape survivor who eventually kills her attackers. In the same year, she did the political drama Lal Salam and Vishnu Lokam, in which she played a wacky traveling performer who stands out more than the actual heroine of the film. One of Urvashi's most memorable roles is Kanchana in Talayana Mandram in 1990. As a middle-class housewife who longs for a fancier lifestyle, Urvashi brings subtlety to the vice of greed and serves it with humor. The early 90s produced a bunch of films that gave strong roles to Urvashi. Mukachitram, Kakatolairam, Kadinjul Kalyanam, Bharadam, Maluti, Aham, Vengalam, Strithanam, Narayam, Midunam, Kalipatam, to name a few. She remains the only Malayalam actor to have bagged the state award for Best Actress thrice in a row for Maravel Kavadi, Talayana Mandram and Bharadam. While Malayalam cinema has had its share of heroines who were only allowed to be an empty, glamorous distraction to the hero, it also made space for powerful author-backed roles for women. Urvashi thrived with her versatility, while many of her contemporaries were consigned to play second fiddle to male stars. It's also interesting to note the power equation Urvashi had in films starring male superstars. She is one of those few female actors who could match wits with Mohanlal in every scene. In Bharadam, which was released in 1991, she plays a girlfriend who provides him emotional support. And in Aham 1992, she essays the role of a wife who is blindsided by her husband's mental illness. Her reaction to him, intertwined with naivety and humor, are riveting. At her peak, Urvashi was perhaps the only popular heroine who just could not be objectified. She, without her knowing, had transcended her physical appearance as well. Achuvinde Amma, which was released in 2005, was an enjoyable movie where Urvashi made her comeback as an enterprising insurance agent. It also won her the first national award for the Best Supporting Actress when she played mother to the then 23-year-old actress Meera Jasmine. Urvashi was just 36 and had been away from the limelight for 5 years after marriage. In Indian cinema, there is a certain calculus of age, right? As male stars grow older, they move on from romancing women of similar age to those who are young enough to be their daughters. But as women stars age, their only hope for relevance is to play mother or aunt, sometimes to the men who once wooed them on screen. This trajectory is unfortunate and depressing, right? Relegating former scene stealers to background figures who may or may not get the chance to do some character acting. In her second stint in Malayalam and Tamil industry, Urvashi is an exception to this rule. Though she is no longer the leading lady and mostly played mother roles, she continues to command the screen. She does not need to defy her age, she owns it. One reason for her continuing popularity is that Urvashi has never banked excessively on glamour. For her, it has always been about acting. From the loud, immature housewife who is pushed into the minister's chair in Sagudambam Shamala in 2010, the hilarious mother and wife in Arvindanda Adithigal in 2018, or the charismatic woman who may or may not have given birth to the protagonist in Ende Umanda Pere. She was the reason why these otherwise meddling films became watchable. Magalir Mattam in 2017, a predictable tale of three middle-aged women rediscovering themselves, was salvaged only because of the power-packed performances of three veteran actors, Urvashi, Bhanupriya and Saranya Ponvanan. Talking about her latest films, Mookuthi Amman was a great concept, but a lost opportunity as the script fell flat after the first half. While RJ Balaji was playing to his strengths and Nayanthara didn't need to do much to play a goddess, the standout performance was Urvashi. And thanks to RJ Balaji for doing full justice to her talent by not just limiting her to the comedy, but the other shades of emotions as well. In Tamil anthology Puttam Pudukalai, again, Urvashi deviated from her usual comedy roles in Tamil to senior citizen secretively in love with another senior citizen. Surare Potru was an icing on cake, right? Where we could see some of the best performances of the current times collaborate for a masterpiece movie. Audience and critics have unanimously lauded the one scene in which Urvashi questions Surya's absence in her father's death, and the way they both break down and bring tears on everyone's eyes. Friends, as I end this video, our cinema in general is missing out immensely on strongly written characters for middle-aged or senior women. Most yesteryear actresses either end up retiring forever or play insignificant roles, while the male actors can still remain the lead heroes even if they play aged characters. This needs to change, friends. I do recognize that there are many women-centric movies coming out now, but those have a better chance of working only when a superstar like Nayanthara or a Manju Warrior or a Jyotika or a Anushka Shetty are in the lead. What about others? While Urvashi is a gem and delivers 110% to the characters written for her, I hope there will be more filmmakers who are bold enough to write pivotal female characters in a regular movie. Thank you very much, friends. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Thank you again.